Welcome to a place where love is not just a feeling, but a powerful force that changes everything. Here, love isn't rushed or loud, it's a quiet storm that grows stronger with every glance, every touch, every moment of trust. It's passion that goes far beyond desire, a sacred connection spoken in a language only two souls who dare to be vulnerable can understand. This is about the kind of love that breaks down walls, melts away fear and doubt, and invites bold surrender, heart, mind, and body wide open. It's messy, imperfect, and beautifully real, where mistakes are forgiven and growth happens because the bond is deeper than any challenge. If you're ready to feel love's true power raw, honest, and freeing, you're in the right place. Stay with me and let's discover what real love looks like. There's something about love that doesn't announce itself loudly. It's not fireworks or sudden bursts of feeling that shake the world awake. Instead, it's a quiet storm, subtle at first, like the softest whisper of wind before the skies darken. It creeps in slowly, almost unnoticed, threading itself through the everyday moments and small conversations that at first seem insignificant. But beneath that calm surface, something begins to stir, something that will grow stronger, deeper, fiercer than anyone imagined possible. It starts in the spaces between words, in the shared silences that suddenly don't feel empty anymore. When eyes meet across a crowded room and linger just a second longer than they should, it's not just a glance, it's a spark, a tiny flicker of something tender, fragile, but powerful. It moves quietly at first, like roots taking hold beneath the soil, unseen but unstoppable. The heart doesn't rush to understand. It simply feels, it waits. There's no grand declaration at the beginning, no rushing into declarations or promises, just a steady unfolding, like petals opening slowly to reveal their color and scent. Trust builds with each shared secret, each vulnerability laid bare without fear of judgment. Walls once built to protect begin to crumble, brick by brick, because the storm is gentle yet relentless. It doesn't break by force, it softens with patience, with quiet persistence. The longing that grows in this space isn't desperate or frantic. It's a deep ache, a sweet pull towards something more than the surface, something that roots itself in the very core. It's the kind of longing that reaches beyond physical presence, beyond the need to hold or be held. It touches the soul, stirring memories and dreams that were tucked away, forgotten beneath layers of caution and doubt. Trust, too, becomes part of this storm. Not the kind of trust given lightly or without question, but the kind forged in quiet moments when fears are confessed in whispers and met with gentle acceptance. It's trust that says, "Here, I see you, all of you, and I am here." No pretense, no masks, just raw truth laid bare. And in that rawness, something sacred is born, a bond that holds even when the world outside feels uncertain or cold. There's a magic in the way this kind of love transforms the ordinary into something extraordinary. A glance across a room can speak volumes. A touch on the hand, light and fleeting, can carry the weight of 1,000 words. It's in the little things, a shared smile, a remembered detail, the comfort of knowing someone is there, truly there, even when words fall away. Time itself seems to slow in this quiet storm. Moments stretch and linger, filled with a charged stillness that hums beneath the surface. It's not about rushing toward a destination, but about being fully present in the unfolding, savoring the slow burn of connection, the deepening roots that entwine two hearts. The storm grows, but it doesn't overwhelm. It nurtures, it awakens. There are moments of doubt, sure moments when the quiet feels too heavy, or when old fears threaten to return. But the storm doesn't retreat. Instead, it grows stronger, fueled by the courage to face those fears together. Every vulnerability shared, every fear spoken, becomes another thread weaving the bond tighter, stronger, more unbreakable. This love isn't perfect. It's messy, complicated, sometimes confusing. It demands patience and grace. It asks for openness when the instinct is to close off. But in giving that openness, in trusting without reservation, the storm reveals its true power, the power to heal, to transform, to set free. In this quiet storm, every moment holds a promise not of forever or perfection, but of presence, honesty, and depth. It is a love that doesn't need to shout to be heard, that doesn't rely on grand gestures, but lives in the everyday, in the heartbeat of shared life. It is a love that shakes the foundation and rebuilds it stronger, deeper, fuller than ever before. And in the end, the storm is not something to fear or escape. It is the very force that breaks down the walls we've built, that uncovers the hidden places where longing and trust live, waiting to be found. It is the quiet, fierce love that changes everything. That is what it means to find love like this, not in flashes or fireworks, but in the slow, unstoppable gathering of a quiet storm that will never let go. There is a kind of passion that cannot be reduced to mere physical desire. It lives deeper than the surface, beyond the quickened heartbeat or the breath caught in a moment of longing. This passion speaks in a language that isn't learned but felt, silent yet deafening in its intensity. It's a conversation held in touches, glances, and the smallest of movements. It's a sacred exchange between two souls who have stepped past the fear of being truly seen, who have laid down their armor and found strength in vulnerability. It begins with eyes meeting, not just to notice, but to recognize. In that moment, there's no need for words. The gaze carries the weight of everything unspoken, the hopes, the fears, the parts of oneself that have been hidden away like precious secrets. It's the kind of look that strips away pretense, that sees past the surface and into the raw, unfiltered essence of who one is. To receive such a gaze is to feel held without a touch, understood without explanation. Each touch that follows is deliberate, gentle, and charged with meaning. Not a hurried brush or a casual graze, but something intentional, the fingertips tracing the contours of skin, as if memorizing every detail. There is reverence in this touch, as if the body itself is a sacred temple, and the hands are worshippers discovering its beauty for the first time. The skin responds not just to sensation, but to the truth beneath it. This is a communion of bodies and souls, a meeting point where the physical and the spiritual intertwine. What makes this passion different is its honesty. There are no games or hidden agendas. It isn't about conquest or fleeting pleasure. It's about connection, a raw and fearless meeting of two beings who have dared to be open and authentic. The walls that once guarded the heart crumble, replaced by an intimacy so profound that every nerve ending seems alive with electric truth. To touch, to be touched, becomes an act of trust, a promise that what is revealed will be met with kindness and acceptance. In this kind of connection, silence is as powerful as words. Moments stretch and fold into each other, as if time itself has slowed to honor the exchange. The space between two people becomes sacred ground, where every glance carries questions and answers, every breath speaks volumes. It's a dance of presence, where both give and receive without fear or hesitation. To be utterly vulnerable in this way is to open oneself to the possibility of pain, but also to the extraordinary gift of being truly known. There is no rush here. The unfolding happens naturally, guided by mutual respect and deep emotional understanding. Each shared touch and lingering look builds a bridge that spans the gap between loneliness and belonging. It's in the quiet moments, the gentle caresses and whispered confessions, that passion takes on its fullest form, not as an explosion, but as a steady flame that burns bright and true. This flame does not consume, it nurtures. It warms the parts that were once cold and unreachable. It ignites a fire that is not about possession, but about freedom to be seen, to be heard, to be loved exactly as one is. It teaches that true passion is not just about desire, but about acceptance and the courage to stand bare before another soul. In such love, every moment of intimacy is sacred, every exchange a testament to trust and truth. It is a passion that transcends the physical and reaches deep into the heart, awakening a sense of belonging that feels both thrilling and peaceful. The union of two souls in this way is rare and precious, a gift that transforms and heals. And when passion reaches this level, it no longer needs to be shouted from rooftops or proven by grand gestures. Its power lies in the quiet certainty of presence, in the fearless embrace of vulnerability, and in the sacred language spoken between two hearts brave enough to love without reservation. This is what it means to find a passion that truly matters, one that goes beyond desire and becomes a profound, soulful connection. There comes a moment in love when everything that once held tight begins to loosen the fear, the doubts, the protective layers that kept the heart cautious and the body guarded. It's not a sudden moment, but a gradual unfolding, like the first light creeping over the horizon after a long, dark night. In that gentle awakening, the walls built from past hurts and whispered fears start to dissolve. What remains is a bold surrender, a choice to open fully heart, mind, and body to the profound freedom that comes with being truly seen and loved without reservation. Before this moment, the world felt heavy with uncertainty. Each step toward intimacy was shadowed by the question, will this be safe? Will this end in pain or rejection? The past clung like a heavy cloak, reminding that vulnerability could be costly. So the instinct was to hold back, to shield what was most precious, to keep the parts that longed for connection hidden just beneath the surface. But love has a way of calling louder than fear. It whispers in quiet moments, in the softness of a touch that lingers, in the steadiness of a gaze that does not waver. It calls to the parts buried deep inside, those places aching for acceptance and belonging. Slowly, it persuades to take a step closer, to breathe a little easier, to risk a little more. That moment arrives not with grand fanfare, but with a simple, breathtaking clarity. The heart stops racing with apprehension. The mind ceases its endless questioning. The body relaxes into a presence it has long denied itself. There is no longer a need to pretend, to be anything other than what is. The courage found in that surrender is the courage to be imperfect, to be raw, to be wholly human. Opening up fully means more than just letting someone in. It means letting down the masks worn so long they feel like skin. It means showing the scars, the doubts, the quiet dreams that have never been voiced. It means trusting that the love offered will hold all of it, the light and the dark, without flinching. In that openness, pleasure becomes something far richer than sensation. It is a deep, resonant joy that comes from the meeting of souls as much as bodies. It is the warmth felt when a hand is held with tenderness, when a whispered word carries the weight of truth, when two breaths sink in quiet harmony. Pleasure in this place is not fleeting or shallow. It is a profound recognition of connection, a celebration of being fully known and fully loved. There is freedom in this surrender, freedom from the chains of fear and the prison of doubt. It is freedom to express desire without shame, to ask for comfort without hesitation, to share dreams without fear of dismissal. It is freedom to love without guarding, to trust without reservation, to give without counting the cost. This kind of love demands honesty, but it also offers safety. It creates a space where vulnerability is met with kindness, where fears are met with reassurance, and where the soul can rest. In this sacred space, the bond deepens not because it is perfect, but because it is real. The imperfections become part of the beauty, the challenges a testament to resilience. There is a grace in surrendering fully, a grace that teaches the heart to beat not with caution, but with abandon. It teaches the mind to quiet its endless worries and the body to soften into pleasure and peace. It teaches that love is not about control, but about trust, not about perfection, but about presence. In the embrace of this love, each moment is a gift, a chance to rediscover the joy of being alive, the thrill of being understood, the comfort of being accepted. It is a love that holds no conditions, no expectations, only the pure, unwavering commitment to see and be seen, to hold and be held. And so, when fear and doubt finally melt away, what remains is the boldest, most beautiful act of all, the courage to surrender completely, to open every part, to give every piece, and in doing so, to find a freedom that is as deep as it is true. That is the moment when love becomes its most powerful. Love never comes wrapped in perfection. It is never neat or predictable. Instead, it is a messy, beautiful journey filled with moments that test the heart and reveal the true strength beneath the surface. There is a profound grace in embracing imperfection, not just in the other, but in oneself, and finding that the bond forged through these trials grows stronger, more resilient, more real. At first, love feels like a promise of endless joy and ease, but soon the truth reveals itself. Challenges appear, not as signs of failure, but as invitations to deeper understanding. The mistakes made, whether whispered regrets or loud, painful errors, do not break the connection. Instead, they become part of the story, woven into the fabric of two lives learning to move forward together. Forgiveness is the quiet hero of this journey. It is not always easy to forgive, especially when the wounds run deep. Yet, in forgiving, there is freedom, a release from the chains of resentment and hurt. Forgiveness does not erase the past, but it softens its hold, allowing space for healing and growth. It is in this space that love finds room to breathe and expand. The imperfections of each partner become not flaws to hide, but parts to cherish. The quirks, the fears, the moments of weakness, all are met with compassion and acceptance. It is a love that does not demand perfection, but celebrates authenticity. It invites both people to show up fully, without fear of judgment or rejection. Growth happens naturally in this environment. It is not forced or rushed, but nurtured by patience and understanding. Mistakes become lessons, moments of doubt become opportunities for reassurance, and challenges become milestones marking progress. The journey is never linear. It winds and curves, sometimes stumbling, sometimes soaring, but through it all, the bond holds firm. This kind of love requires courage, the courage to be seen in all one's complexity, to risk vulnerability, and to keep choosing each other despite the inevitable struggles. It means standing together in the face of uncertainty, knowing that the connection is stronger than any storm. There is a deep beauty in this messy, imperfect love. It is a love that grows roots deep into the soil of shared experiences, laughter and tears, triumphs and failures, quiet moments and passionate embraces. Each layer adds richness and depth, making the connection unbreakable. In embracing imperfection, love becomes a living thing, flexible, adaptable, and endlessly surprising. It is not confined by expectations, but freed by acceptance. It teaches that real love is not about finding someone flawless, but about choosing to love fully, flaws and all. This is a love that withstands the tests of time, not because it avoids pain, but because it embraces it. It is a love that heals wounds instead of ignoring them, that grows stronger through adversity, and that finds joy in the journey, no matter how imperfect. And in this acceptance, there is a profound peace, a knowing that the bond forged in imperfection is one that will endure, no matter what comes. If this story touched something deep inside, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a moment of these real, raw journeys into love that transforms. Here, love is messy, imperfect, and fearless, just like life itself. Join the family and be part of a community that celebrates bold surrender, deep connection, and the freedom that comes from being truly seen and loved. Until next time, Keep your heart open and your soul fearless.